So, hi and welcome. Today we want to talk about how you actually chair a session at the VIS conference, and we want to give you some tips and tricks that we experienced during our time doing this from time to time. Let's start with what you could do in preparation of a session.
So the first thing that you want to do is introduce yourself to the presenting authors, and this should happen well in advance of the session itself. I strongly recommend reaching out over email to connect with authors. It can be a great time to open up, discuss early questions, even potentially share documents where authors can suggest good questions, and consider some of the logistics that might come up. So things like, how do you pronounce the authors' names? What are the current affiliations? What kinds of signals will you use during the sessions to help keep people on track? It's a great time to really clarify, especially for more junior authors, what the session is going to look like before you even get to the room.
It's also important to arrange the first question for each paper. There will be a little bit of delay because people are typing and the questions will be done through the online platform. So think of a question about each paper that in your session and make sure it's a good question that's appropriate, but not too tough of a question. You want a good question that will make the author feel at ease and be ready to answer questions from the audience.
And finally, there will be a document called the run-of-show document, which will tell you for each presentation if this presentation will be on-site or online. This is important information for you also to position yourself, stand at the right place, know that you can have a good view on the monitors if there's an online presentation, etc. And also to get your audience into the right mood of what's coming next.
Make sure also to come prepared. So you have a number of different responsibilities as session chair you have to manage all at once: introducing speakers, keeping track of talk times, managing and monitoring questions. Make sure to bring any notes that you have, a phone or a tablet for keeping time that's charged so it doesn't die in the middle of your session, as well as any materials you need to try to signal presenters. Keep in mind, folks will be giving their talk. They might be a little anxious about public speaking. They might be very into their notes. So think about what kinds of materials can you prepare and bring ahead of time that will allow you to keep the session running smoothly.
And it's really important to get there early. If you show up 10 to 15 minutes early, you can introduce yourself to the student volunteers in the room, the people running the tech, and also to the speakers to make sure they're comfortable, everything's running right for them, and ensuring them in a calm way that everything will run smooth so that they can do a great job at their presentation.
Another important task you should consider before the session is that you really communicate or probably repeat your what we call session parameters. So know how you signal certain things first to the presenters. So tell them how you would signal like 3 minutes to go, how you would say like, please finish up or stop talking. In the worst case, just be prepared to take even drastic measures like cutting off the mic and think about how you could signal this to the tech people, for example. Yeah, we don't want to encourage you to use these measures, but it's good to have them at your disposal.
And make sure to communicate very clearly with the speakers about the mask policy. So we are allowing speakers to remove their mask during their presentation if they are comfortable doing so and if they so choose. But we ask that speakers keep their masks on at all other times.
So now let's talk about what you can actually do as a session chair during the session.
First, it's important to introduce the session so you can make sure people are in the correct session and welcome the audience to this session. Give them an introduction to what will be covered so that the speakers can get settled and you're ready to go.
Secondly, keep time. This is one of your priorities as a session chair. So because sessions are synchronized and also we need breaks to have air ventilation, but also for people to relax and just get their brain into the right mood for the next session again, keeping time is really the important part. And as said before, you even have measures at your hand to enforce them if needed. Hopefully it's not needed at all.
And remember, be kind, especially when you're dealing with first-time presenters. People are anxious and they might need a little bit of reassurance that things are going to go well. They're doing fantastic work. And a little pump up and a little pick me up and pep talk never hurt anyone. This is going to be the same thing for the student volunteers in the room. It can easily be a target for folks if things start to go poorly. So make sure you're keeping an eye out, keeping everybody up, and keeping the energy high in the room.
And finally, it's your job to close the session and to do it in a timely manner. It's good to thank the speaker, the audience, let people know what's coming next if there's a break, and allowing them and inviting them to come up and connect with the presenters, because this is an opportunity for the people who are presenting their paper to connect with the people in the audience. And it's a very valuable time for the speakers.
And in the manner of closing the session, thank you very much for listening to our little tips and tricks. And foremost, we really hope you also enjoy your role as a session chair. It can be pretty much fun. And we're looking forward to see you at VIS and to many interesting sessions.